Before I begin my presentation, I would just like to tell you a little bit about myself because, and in the speech, I may go off the beaten trail, but I'll come back on. My students know I see several students in here who has taken my class and who are currently taking my class. But I sat in on one of the chapel services some weeks ago when Dr. Hurst's daughter presented, and it moved me. And so I want to just tell my story, a little bit about myself. So it goes a little like this. I'll go around the world in 80 days just to prove my point. My students know I do that all the time. So before I tell you about myself, this is what I do before I forget. Not that old, but this mind, there's a lot going on. Institutional support is very important to this institution. So I need to tell you that because institutional support carries a lot of weight. It's very supportive to the president's office. It's very supportive to you, the students. It is very supportive to the faculty and the staff because institutional support plays a role and it partners with our accrediting agency, which is TRACS, the Transnational Association of Christian Colleges and Schools, better known as TRACS. So when your instructors ask you to present or to participate in certain programs and to be obedient and show, it's not because we're just asking you to do something. It's because we want to show our accrediting agency that we are a valuable institution. We're not just here because, by osmosis, we're here because we want to make a difference. They've accredited us, and we want to show them that we want to remain accredited. And so what do I mean? Let me give you some examples. When an instructor gives you an assignment, that assignment is very important. We want you to put your foot in it, per se. We want you to put your all in it. We don't want you to take it less serious. We want you, when we ask you to take a survey, we want you to take that survey and take it serious. When we ask you to take the post-accuplacer, we want you to take it very serious because that data is then used to show the world that Shorter Colleges is a valuable entity. The data, I have my doctorate from Jackson State University, and I was a quantitative researcher. Data is very important, but data doesn't tell a story unless you put words to it. And so when we ask you to participate in certain things, we're asking you for a reason. We're asking you because we want to show the world that Shorter College can stand the test of time and can stand with those institutions such as those PWIs, and PWIs are predominantly white institutions. Being founded in 1886, Shorter College has been around a long time, correct? Yes. And we want to be around. We want to show our accrediting agency that we're here and we will continue to be around. The administration, to the faculty, the staff, and the students, I bring you greetings on this last day of Black History Month. When I was first asked to speak, Reverend Mary invited me, I was very hesitant because while I was younger, I had no fear of getting up speaking, but as I get older, I'm very territorial of my time and of my presentation. I like speaking to smaller groups. So I was being obedient. So, I'm kind of scared of Reverend Mary, so I said, okay. And so, as I began to ponder, I didn't exactly know what to say. But, in the church, it always says, let him use you. Yeah. So I just let him use me. And the thoughts started to come to me. And so I said that I would speak to you about three things. And this message is not just for students, this message is for everyone today. The three topics are time, keep going, and shine. So I want you, it's a very participatory presentation, so I want you, when I ask you to recite, I want you to recite, okay? Just like I said, this is the last day, the second to the last day of Black History. Charter College, being founded in 1886, is a historically Black institution. It was founded primarily for African American students. And so while it has evolved over time, it stayed true to its mission to serve. Whosoever come will serve, correct? So, but there are a lot of individuals, such as Mary Cloud Bethune, who founded Bethune-Cookman College, and a lot of other individuals who have fought. Even though this is Black History Month, you know, as Tom Jonas says, it's more than just this month. It's 365 Black, and on the leap year, it's 366. And it's not to say that we're putting ourselves above any other. It's that we want to have a seat at the table. And so I want you to repeat after me, repeat this affirmation. And I want you to mean it, okay? I know tomorrow will be the Black History program, so I told Reverend Mary that I would incorporate my own spin. Because when I saw this, I thought it was profound. Because these individuals have fought, they've given their time, and they've given their blood and their lives for us. So repeat after me. I will dream like Martin.
I will dream like Martin.
I will lead like Harriet.
I will lead like Harriet.
I will fight like Malcolm.
I will fight like Malcolm.
I will think like Garvey.
I will think like Garvey.
I will write like Maya.
I will write like Maya.
I will build like Madam C.J.
I will build like Madam C.J.
I will speak like Frederick.
I will speak like Frederick.
I will educate like W.E.B.
I will educate like W.E.B.
I will believe like Thurgood.
I will believe like Thurgood.
And I will challenge like Rosa.
And I will challenge like Rosa.
And I want you to mean that. Not just as Charter, but as you go out into the world, you should live your life like that. No matter what constituent or what body that you may present or experience, that's the way you should live. So, for some of you, they said that you wouldn't make it. They said that you wouldn't be here today. For some, they said that you wouldn't amount to anything. But you're still holding on to his hand and proving them wrong. But God. But God. There are many references, and so now I'll begin with my 3 points. There are many references to time in the Bible, but one speaks to me the most. Ecclesiastes 3, and there's a lot. There's a time for just about everything. I won't go through it because of time, but you should read it. Ecclesiastes 3. So time, what does it mean and what is it? You know, there are many definitions to time in the dictionary, but one in particular is the system of those sequential relations that any event has to any other, such as past, present, and future, indefinite and continuous duration regarded as that in which events succeed one another. The poem that I wanted to recite and that I want us to recite together is very profound, and you'll get it once you recite it. So repeat after me. I don't want to plagiarize, and my students understand what I mean by plagiarize, so you have to give credit. The late, great Dr. Benjamin E. Mays once said, repeat after me, I only have a minute.
I only have a minute.
Only 60 seconds in it.
Only 60 seconds in it.
Forced upon me.
Forced upon me.
Can't refuse it.
Can't refuse it.
Didn't seek it.
Didn't seek it.
Didn't choose it.
Didn't choose it.
But it is up to me.
But it is up to me.
To use it.
To use it.
I must suffer.
I must suffer.
If I lose it.
If I lose
that is very powerful. A minute has 60 seconds, and what you do with the very minute could determine the rest of your life. I always tell students, let your present let your future determine your present. If you know that you don't want to be wearing the orange is the new black, then you need to think about what you're doing this very minute. Yes, your temper. We have tempers. We black out. We get enraged. But you have to practice self-control. But the point is time. What you do with your time. Your time is limited. So don't waste it living someone else's life. God put you on this earth to live yours. I had to learn that. You have a purpose. And I had to begin to tell my family and my friends, it's unfair for you to dictate to me what I do with my life while you're living yours. God speaks to us. Sometimes we listen and sometimes we don't. But he gives us vision. God does put people in our path to speak to us. So don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Because I always tell individuals it's unfair for you to live yours and then try to tell me. Now I'm not talking about parents. Now, so don't get me wrong, if you're a parent, I understand, because I have two. But don't let the noise of others' opinions drown your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. Plan ahead. Stay focused. Invest in yourself. Read more, students. Avoid time wasters. Write down your goals. I was talking to Ms. Bush the other day, and with SWEP, they had vision boards. Speak those things as though they were. I always tell my students, I teach music appreciation. I don't try to project my own feelings and my own thoughts off on students. But at the end of the day, if you begin to listen to certain things, it will become your psyche. You will begin. I dress this way because I want. And the way you dress is the way you will be addressed. All right. Make your health a priority. My mom passed at 59. My sister passed at 37. My grandmother passed at 69, and my grandfather passed at 62. Make your health a priority. My mom had 2 aneurysms. She still never gave up drinking or smoking. And so, I have my own guilty pleasure, so I'm not knocking it, but still make your health a priority. Go to the doctor. Learn from other people you admire. Foster meaning relationships. Cultivate an attitude of gratitude. And that's what I have to say about time. The next poem that I want it was written by John Greenleaf Whittier. My ninth grade, we had this theme, if it is to be, it is up to me. So the second thing I want you to is keep going. But when you hear this poem, it has another name. It can be interchanged. When things go wrong, as sometimes they will. When the roads that you're trotting seems all uphill. When the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh. When care is pressing you down a bit, rest you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learn. And many a fellow turns about when he might have won if he stuck it out. Don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Often the goal is nearer than it seems to a faint and faltering man. Often the struggler has given up when he might have captured the victor's cup. And he learned too late when the night came down how close he was to the golden crown. Success is failure turned inside out. The silver tint in clouds of doubt. And you never can tell how close you are. It might be nearer than it seems afar. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. When things seem worse, but don't you quit. The name of that poem is Don't Quit. And that's what I want to tell you. Don't quit. Decide what you want to be and aim high. You'll never get farther than you can dream. So dream big. It's often said, shoot for the moon and you may land among the stars. Even when you're going into a business deal, do not negotiate what you want because they're always going to offer you less than what you want. Always aim higher because then you'll get what you want. So dream big. Opportunities are everywhere. You can rise above any circumstances with hard work, integrity, faith, and especially persistence. Now, that doesn't mean you keep coming to the teachers when you know you didn't turn the homework in late. To live life at its fullest, you have to have the courage to accept the challenges. You don't need nerves of steel. I'm not saying that sometimes you won't be shaking in your boots. Because even now, before coming up, I was a little nervous. Ms. Scott asked me, she said, you nervous? And when I saw the president, I said, yeah, but I'm going to let him use me. I will let him use me. I'll just go up there, and just like in speech, I'm sure Ms. Williams told you, just look to the back of the room and just keep going from side to side. It'll be over. It really is better to fail than not try at all, because if you never try, you'll never succeed. And as bad as failure feels, guess what? Success feels just that much better. It is often said, nothing beats failure but a try. Nothing beats failure but a try. Success isn't something that happens overnight. It is a process. It's a process. Just like school, it's a process. I know you have some difficult teachers. I know you have some easy teachers. And like I told some students, one classroom may be difficult, and it's not difficult. You just perceive them to be difficult. But don't take the show on the road because what you do in one classroom, it's just like you as a parent. I don't care what so-and-so said. This is my classroom, just like you said, this is my household. Have a plan and stick to it. If you try to revise on the fly, you'll just get yourself into more trouble. Trust yourself, but more importantly, trust God enough to see your idea to fruition. A good idea is nothing without the will to make it happen. President Obama once said, change will not come if we wait for some other person or if we wait for some other time. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. So don't give up. Don't quit. You know, Maya Angelou once said that there's certain people that she let in her house because once you let certain people in your house, those spirits stick. Be careful of the company that you keep. Mary Anna Williamson once said, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not? Who are you not to be? You're a child of God. Amen. Your playing small does not serve the world, so be careful. Just because that friend or that family, don't let them minimize your light. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that others won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it's in every one of us. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Birds of a feather flock together. You know, I'll say this, as my pastor would say sometimes, I'm going to put a pin and I'm going to come back to it. What you don't know also, I went to the detention center because I was hanging around the wrong person. I was just green, just gully. And it was my uncle. My uncle is only 3 years older than me, so he was raised as my brother. And so he didn't go, but I just went. He said, no, I'm not going to go. And instead of me paying attention to, if he wasn't going with his friends, I shouldn't have gone. Well, they said, oh, we have this clubhouse. And so the clubhouse was actually someone's house. But I was only 11 years old, not knowing. I mean, I should have known better, but didn't. I ended up getting detention and I got probation for 6 months. That night that I spent in the detention center, I cried so hard, and the way that I made my grandmother and my mom feel, I knew I never wanted to make them feel that way again. And it scared me. It scared me straight. And it changed me. That one night changed me. So be careful of the company that you keep. So as we are liberated from our fear and our present, it liberates others. So my point is, you're put on this earth for a specific purpose. You only have to name it to achieve it. Your calling isn't something that somebody can tell you about. It's what you feel. It's that part of life force. It is that thing that gives you energy. The thing that you are supposed to do, and nobody can tell you what that is but you. Every time you choose to do the right thing, you invest in yourself. Always take a stand for yourself. Your values are defined by what you stand for. I'm going to say that again. Your values are defined by what you stand for. Your integrity is not for sale. Do not let your integrity be for sale. Watch those around you and learn from them. If people are working hard but not getting anywhere, don't dismiss them. They have a lot to teach you. Both about the realities of life and the values that can lead to a better life. Listen and accept positive reinforcement. Don't always take it personal. I know we're human, and to err is human, to forgive is divine, though. I know we're people of feeling. Listen and accept that positive reinforcement. Don't listen to the negative. You know, when that whole thing was going on with Tyler, Lee, Daniels, and Oprah and Monique, they're just going back and forth. Oprah says, I'm not giving that negative energy. You don't always have to respond when someone responds to you. It takes two to argue in a courtroom, right? But in an argument, you know, I saw a meme on Instagram one time. It says, don't argue with stupid people. They will bring you down. They will bring you down to their level and beat you with experience. Invest in your future. Don't make it just to spend it. Don't make it just to spend it. Dr. Owens can tell you, in entrepreneurship or in business, African Americans spend at least $1.6 billion. The Caucasian, we spend the most out of all races. Then comes the Caucasian, then comes the Asians. They reinvest in their communities. So when you make it, invest. I tell my students all the time, there's no way in the world you shouldn't be camping out to buy the next Jordan, spending $200, you know.
That's right.
You saw what happened to the Nikes that do play, right? Some of you probably didn't see it, did you? Shoes tear up. So why you keep investing? I'm not saying wearing the cheapest, but I'm saying you see what happened in these material things. So because of time, finally, I'm here to remind you that the college's administration, faculty, and staff, we're all here to challenge your mind, students, and change your life forever. Your contributions, they bless us daily. Although some of you have challenged us and continue to challenge us, the faculty, the administration, the faculty, and the staff, we have become a stronger charter college because of it. So, as I end, please stand. Now place your hand over your heart. Now turn around in a 360-degree circle. 360-degree means you should be facing me, not 180. I know everyone is wondering, what was that all about? I'll help you out. It is my desire that this message brought you to your feet, it touched your heart, and it turned you around. But not only that, remember this message. I want you to pray like Nehemiah. I want you to obey like Daniel. I want you to lead like Moses. I want you to serve like Martha. I want you to believe like Mary. I want you to fight like David. I want you to educate like Paul. I want you to build like Noah. But most of all, I want you to love like Jesus. Thank you.